Hi there, smart drivers, talking to you today about the Ohio Maneuverability Test. This is a must for those of you in the state of Ohio, and for other new drivers, make sure you do this to learn where your vehicle is in relation to other road users and mastery of the primary controls. And stick around to the end of the video, funny bits. The two cones, the rectangle is set up 20 feet long, 9 feet wide, and then there's a nose cone in the center of that rectangle 20 feet farther out from the rectangle. The next thing I want you to do is put a piece of tape on the top of your steering wheel so you can keep track of where your steering wheel is. First thing you want to do, obviously, you put your seatbelt on. Make sure that every time you change direction when you're doing your slow speed maneuvers for the purposes of your driver's test, that you signal forward and reverse anytime you change direction of the vehicle. So, parking brake off. Make sure you apply the parking brake as well for the purposes of your driver's test every time you stop the vehicle and are going to leave. Secure with the parking brake. When you come up to the nose cone, you've got to stop so the rear of the vehicle is in line with the nose cone. When you back out of the cones, you have to stop so the front of the vehicle is in line with the back cones. So let's do this. So we get lined up, centered up through the cones here. We move forward, and basically all you want to do once you get to the front cones here is when they're at the mirrors, and remember the mirrors are the farthest part of your vehicle. They're the widest part. Then we signal to the left. We're going to go left, and we turn the steering wheel approximately 1 revolution until that cone is right in the front corner. Then we turn it back, and we straighten the vehicle out, and we come forward, and we watch this cone here. We can see just in the back corner there, and we're in line with the back cone. When we come to a stop, into reverse, we're watching. We're going straight back. We got our piece of tape at the top of our steering wheel. We come back until the cone is about halfway down the vehicle. We turn the steering wheel 1 revolution. We're looking in that mirror. We can see that cone. We can see this cone. We bring the steering wheel back to straight. And we go back until the nose cone is at the front of the vehicle. Now we bring the steering wheel to the left a little bit. We're looking in our mirrors. We're looking back. Check your backup camera if you have one. Okay. Straighten your wheel out. Remember, the wing mirrors are the farthest, the widest part of the vehicle. Okay. Again, checking back. We're in line, straight back. When we back up, and remember, we have to stop the front of the car in line with these cones. So as soon as it comes past the A-pillar here, or the jam as I call it, the post, we just stop right there, and we're in line with the cones. We're going to go up and do it one more time, and we're going to go to the right of the pylons of this forward. If you're parked, you put the parking brake off, center in the cones, moving forward, straight, keeping our wheel straight. Wing mirrors, we're at the wing mirrors with the posts, signal to the right, 1 revolution of the steering wheel. When the nose cone is right there in the front corner, we turn back. Okay, we're right here. The cone is about halfway down the vehicle. Straighten the wheel out, and we move up right there, and we're in line with the back cone. Signal to the left because we're going to go to the left into reverse. Looking back over our shoulder, we bring the cone halfway down the vehicle. At halfway down the vehicle, 1 revolution to the left, and we're looking in our mirrors. We're looking back. I can see the post here, or the cone here. I can see it there. I see it back there. I bring my steering wheel back to straight. Okay, tape at the top. Right there, I can see that cone in both mirrors. I bring my vehicle. I turn the steering wheel approximately 1 revolution. Right there, I look forward. I can see that I'm straight. And now I straighten my wheel out. I bring my tape back to the top. I can see the back cone in the mirrors. I've gone past, nice and slow. You don't want to rush this, because the slower you go, the sharper the vehicle turns, and the more time you have to adjust the vehicle in between the cone. And again, we're backing up. We're backing up. We look out here. We just passed. I can see the cone past the A-pillar here, and I just come down and I stop so it's in line with the bumper. Apply the parking brake every time you stop and secure the vehicle. Practice this. For those of you in the Buckeye, you need to have this. You need to nail this. Otherwise, you got to do that stupid online course, and that's a real pain in the bunchkin. Okay, talking about your butt. So do this, practice this, It's really easy, and for those of you in other places in the world, other states in the US and provinces in Canada, it's an excellent exercise for teaching you where your vehicle is in relation to other road users and other fixed objects, and mastery of the primary controls. For another video, click here, and remember, pick the best answer, not necessarily the right answer. You got to get up here, you got to come up between the seats.
How about you hit a cone? You hit a cone, like you're driving, and then you hit a cone. You're like, oops, I hit a cone.
Okay, so you gotta come up about here, honey.
Right
there.
Why can't we just do it hitting a cone? Why can't we just do the other one? You're supposed to be talking, Daddy. You have to talk. Hitting a cone is funnier, though. Shouldn't we do that one?